Good morning. I am going to go through the kinesiology quiz with you this morning. The first few, number one, this is where the bone of the rounded end fits into the concave cavity of another bone. So the rounded end fits into the concave cavity of another bone and it can rotate around. Number one, what is that joint called? And then a location of at least one of them. Number two, this is a freely movable joint in which a bone moves around on a central axis. In class, I acted like I had a ball in my hand and I moved around on the central axis of 1 foot. And we talked about how in the body, two bones do this against each other. That's number two. You've got a couple locations, options for you. Number three, this allows only flexion and extension, like opening and closing a door. What is this type of joint? And then one location that you can find that. Number four, this type of joint can move about in many directions, but it cannot rotate. If you are in class, we watched a video of a basketball player that did a finger wag using this type of joint that allows you to go side to side, front to back, but it cannot rotate. Number five, the shapes of two bones complement one another. In class, I talked about having two Pringles that fit like this. They complement each other. You have two of these in your body as an example, so you need a location. And number six, which is the last type of joint we talked about, it allows bones to move, kind of slide against each other forward and back, or it might be side to side, forward and back, or side to side. What type of joint is that? And where is that type of joint located in your body? Number seven. All right, so these are the movements. There's 18 movements that I'm going to go through. Number seven is decreasing the angle between two bones. So an example would be decreasing the angle at my elbow joint here between two bones. So this movement here, the up phase, not this, the up phase of the bicep curl. Decreasing the angle between two bones. Number eight, this moves the thumb to touch the tips of the finger. What is this called? Number eight. Number nine, increasing the angle between two bones beyond its normal range of motion. So we're not only doing this, but we're going beyond that normal range of motion. You can see that just very little bit, not much of that, going beyond its normal range of motion. It would hurt me if I did this. Number 10, the limb moves away from the midline. So remember we talked about anatomical position. We talked about spray painting a line down the center of your body and then moving a limb away. We talked about aliens coming and taking a limb away. Might help you remember this. It could be a leg that's taken away. It can be an arm that's taken away. Number 11, increasing the angle between two bones. So we're making the angle larger. What is this motion right here? Not that. What is this motion? What is that called? So increasing the angle between two bones. My leg here. Number 12, a limb moves towards the midline. So we're bringing it back. If my arms are being this back to the center line of my body. So not that, but bringing it back to the center line. The leg would be this movement right here. Towards the midline. Number 13, this is a movement of a bone on an axis towards or away from the body. We have internal this and we have external. So we talked about this in class. What is this motion? Internal this, external this. And it doesn't matter where it's at in space. All right, if elbows are locked in by your side, so we're taking the shoulder out of it, we're working with the elbow joint here. What is this motion? What is this? Turning palm up. Turning the palm upward. Number 15, extends the foot with toes pointing down. So I'll scoot back a little bit. If I go up on my toes, what is that called? Or this motion here. Putting the bottom of my foot down. Number 17, a circular movement of a limb around an axis. The proximal portion remains stationary while the distal portion moves in a circle. So it would be this motion right here. I talked about spray painting a circle on the wall. What is this motion called? You do the same thing with your leg. I talked about when my knee hurts, I have a gait that my leg does this motion. 18, flexes the foot or brings the toes up. We talked about a shark. We talked about the top portion of your foot coming up, using your tibialis anterior to pull the toe up. Number 19, lifting the body superiorly or upwardly. This motion here, what would that be called? The up phase of a shoulder shrug. Number 20, turning the sole of the foot inward or medially. Most ankle springs happen this way. The sole of the foot or the plantar side is turned in, just because the bony structure of our ankle allows us more motion this direction. The plantar side turns in. Number 23, moving shoulders or your jaw or your head. We use all those examples in class. So we're here, a lot of Americans are here because we sit at desk all the time. We need to do this, pull our shoulders back, our head back. What is that coming back? Number 24, lifting body inferiorly or downwardly. So we talked about this was one thing. What is the down phase of a shoulder shrug called? So downward. All right, 25. These are directional terms. We talked about that line down the middle. We talked about the line this way. We'll talk about the planes, or we'll test on the planes here in just a minute. But number 25, we have the front and back. What is anything towards the front called? Anything towards the front is what? 26, anything towards the back. In weights class, in your athletic weights classes, I know you talk about this chain, which is the back portion, including your glutes of your body. 27, near the point of attachment. Remember when we talk about limbs, because limbs can be up, limbs can be down, so we don't use superior and inferior. If my, using a limb, looking at a limb, my elbow is this to my hand. So let's see. Number 27 is near the point of attachment. Closer to the point of attachment, my elbow. What is this? And then 28, further from the point of attachment. It can be an arm, it can be a leg. So my elbow is this, and 28, my hand is this to my elbow. 29, when working with the torso, what is below? Below. Talked about people that might work under you. Number 30 is above. This could be your boss, your teacher, your principal, but something above. 31, that line down the middle. Anything towards the middle portion is called this, middle. What is that called? And 32 is anything that's away from the midline, towards the outside. So if I look at my knee, the inside and the outside, towards the middle, 31 and 32. All right, the three planes. Number 33 cuts the body from top to bottom. So you can see the green here. The green cuts the body from top to bottom. What is that called? Number 34 cuts the body from front to back. So that line that runs here, we have anterior and posterior, front to back. And then 35, this is the plane that cuts the body from right to left sides. Right to left, runs right down the middle. All right, that is our kinesiology quiz. I need you to get your answers down on paper and bring that in, or if you want to turn it on a Google Doc, you may email that to me. I will get your grade in the grade book as soon as I get it. Thank you.